want to be a card shark and you want to make a buck, you just need a little insight and a little bit of luck on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Perry.
Thank you very much. I thank you and welcome to Card Sharks. What a good group. Thank you for joining us at home. Dean Wood. That's very nice. And the opening poem was sent in by Dottie Demina. You say Demina, I say Demina. Let's call the whole Dottie Demina of Washington, D.C., watching on WRC TV Channel 4. Thank you, Dottie. Now let's open the board and get to those cards. Go ahead. Yeah, Mr. Mullen to load in the cards, and we'll meet our card sharks. Joey Mata, our champion. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Jim.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
And again, a reminder about you.
Okay, my name is Joseph Imara. I'm originally from Nigeria. I went to school in New Haven, and I'm currently an intern at the USC LA County Hospital.
Yeah, you're working very hard, and you hope to be a cardiologist, come back to Nigeria, and do lots of good work back there, right?
That's right.
You're a good man, and you're doing very well here. $2,500 in cash with one win.
Thank you.
Our challenger is Ruth Shingle. Hi, Ruth. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
A little reminder about you, if you will.
Yes, I work for a major oil company. I am a stenographer, and I enjoy all kinds of sports. Tennis, skiing, water skiing, snow skiing, all sorts of things.
As a player or a watcher? Are you
A player, definitely.
Yeah, it always gets me in trouble. I said in the last show I got a black eye they've been covering from playing tennis. It's supposed to be a non-contact sport. You ever been hurt like that playing?
Not in the eye, but yes, I have been hurt.
Yeah.
I've lost.
Every time you lose, that hurts a lot.
Yes.
Nice to have you back, Ruth. You both cut the cards at the beginning of the match?
Yes.
So let's pick up where we left off. We play the best 2 out of 3. We're in the middle of game number 1. Joe has moved over now with an 8. This is base card. He needs 2 cards. Ruth, also not a very good base card, a 7. She needs 3. And we'll pick up with question 3. And as we left off, it goes to you, Joe. Joe, we asked 100 people, do you expect your standard of living to go up in 1981? How many people do expect their standard of living to go up this year?
Well, I think that's going to be a fairly high number. We all set goals for ourselves, and we all hope that we'll do better as the years go by. Even though inflation is here right now, I think people, people want their standard of living to go up. I think they think it's going to be about 55.
55 out of 100 think their standard of living is going up this
Well,
year.
I agree with this thinking, but I think that there's going to be more people. Myself, I think my standard of living is going to go up, because if I don't think it's going to go up, it certainly won't. And so I think it's going to be higher.
Higher. You figure
Yes.
optimism will win out.
Yes!
If it's higher, you'll play your cards. If not, Joe plays his. Hit it right on the head. It's a $500 bonus. The actual number of people who expect their standard of living to go up this year is 67. Ruth is right. It is higher. And I hope she's right. There is a 7.
Change that card, please.
Within the question, you can change the base card. A 5 is better.
Okay, I'll say up.
Higher than a 5. Yes, a jack.
All right, lower, lower.
Risking it lower. A 2.
All right, higher.
For the first game of the match. Oh, no! It's not higher. It's the same. Back to the base card goes Ruth. A great card fails her, and Joe gets a free chance.
Okay, I'll go higher.
Higher than the 8? No. So in the spaces, and sudden death. Someone has to win this game on this play of the cards. Ruth, we found 100 married men who are top business executives. And we asked them, during a tender moment, have you ever accidentally called your wife by your secretary's name? How many business executives admitted that during a tender moment, they have called their wife by their secretary's name?
Well, myself, my husband hasn't called me by anyone else's name. He probably wouldn't be alive today if he had. I'm going to say that's going to be a very low number. I would say, possibly 17.
17 out of 100 business executives called their wife by the secretary's name.
Well, I think that number is going to be a little bit higher because, the executives, they work with the secretaries, all the time. And it's like they see the secretaries more than they see the wives. And if you work with somebody all the time, sometimes the name will slip on your, on your tongue, even if you don't mean it. So I think it's going to be a little bit higher.
A little higher than that?
Yes.
My secretary's name is Harvey. I have a problem with that. 17 and higher. The actual number of business executives who've called their wife by their secretary's name is 4. That's all. They don't make that mistake. Ruth is already pointing because she knows she can play it or pass it having control.
I will pass.
She's going to pass it. Joe, you must play the middle card of the 8, and you must get them both.
Okay, I'm going to go higher on the 8.
Higher than an 8. No, it's not. The challenger wins game one in sudden death. She made the right decision. She has the first game and $100. We'll be back with game two in a moment. Game one going to the challenger, and we'll set up for game two with the same two decks of cards. So Janice deals out the next cards off the top of the deck, and we'll start game two with you, Joe. Joe, as you know, there's been a lot of unrest in Poland lately, and the Soviet Union has threatened to send in troops to keep that country in line. So we asked 100 Americans, if the Soviet Union invades Poland, should the United States send in troops to defend the Polish people? How many Americans said if Russia invades Poland, the United States should send in troops?
I think that number is going to be fairly high. I know people don't like war now, but after what's happening in Afghanistan and some of the other countries, I think the people of this country, they want America to also prove to Russia that, they're capable of, supporting other countries that Russia wants to invade. So I think that number is going to be about 60.
60 out of 100 Americans think we should send in troops.
Well, this is really hard because I'm thinking of sending my own daughter because of equal rights. Women are starting to be drafted pretty soon, I'm sure. I would say for myself, I wouldn't want my daughter to go over there. And with what happened in Vietnam, no. I would say that would be much lower.
Lower than that?
Yes, much lower than that.
You have absolutely diametrically opposed views on this one. Let's find out who's right. The actual number of Americans who said if the Soviet Union invades Poland, the United States should send in troops is 35. Ruth is right. It is lower. Yeah, people don't want that war if they can avoid it. And Ruth, you've got a queen.
Oh, that's a good card. Lower.
Lower than a queen. No. Joe with a great chance and a free chance and a 4.
Higher!
Higher than a 4. A 10.
All right. Freeze.
He was thinking about risking that 10. Filling the space for Ruth. And Ruth, we found 100 bachelors, all over 65 years of age and dating. And we asked them, since you turned 65, have you dated a woman young enough to be your daughter? How many senior citizen men said since they turned 65, they have dated a woman young enough to be their daughter?
Well, I can personalize that a little bit by saying my grandfather was dating, and he didn't go low enough to have the woman be his daughter, but close.
Yeah.
So by that I'm gonna say not very many, and right around 33, I would say.
33. What was your reaction to your grandfather dating?
Well, it was kind of mixed because he brought the woman home to our house, and apparently some hanky-panky went on. It was kind of funny. My father didn't think that was happening anymore, I guess.
He brought home to show the children his newest date, right?
Yes.
Ruth says 33 out of 100 senior citizen men have dated a woman young enough to be their daughter.
I can personalize on that too. In fact, my father's third wife is, young
That's
enough.
right. We found, yes, your father's third wife. If you weren't with us, Joe's father has 3 wives.
Yeah, and his third wife is about 23 years old now. And
how old is your father?
my father is obviously in his 50s, close to 60s. So, and you have, some young girls, they like dating, older men too, because they think that the older men are more understanding, and they just don't want, just one thing in their mind. So I think it's going to be fair, a little bit higher than that.
Higher than that?
Yes.
Jen, your place sounds interesting. You're 33 or higher. The actual number of senior citizen men who've dated a woman young enough to be their daughter is 52. Joe's right. His father led him on the right track with that one. Joe, you want to change that 10?
Yes, change
That's
it.
what I thought you said. A 2.
Higher.
Higher than a 2. A queen.
Lower.
Lower than a queen. A queen.
Higher.
To tie up the match. Yes. Joe turns over 3 cards and ties things up. Now, each player with 1 game, $100 be set up for the tiebreaker. Just 3 cards up there as Janice sets it up. 3 questions here. Joe, we asked 100 Sunday school teachers, would the country be better off if we brought back prohibition? You know what prohibition was, man?
Yes.
When they prohibited alcohol in the United States?
Yes.
How many Sunday school teachers said this country would be better off if we brought back prohibition?
I think that number is going to be fairly high. Even you don't have to be a Sunday school teacher to know that alcohol is, it's one of the major problems, in most westernized countries, and even in the eastern countries too. And most people think that if you can do away with alcohol, you do away with a lot of the crimes and also the accidents on the road and all that. So I think it's going to be a fairly high number. I will pick 70.
70 out of 100 Sunday school teachers say we'd be better off bringing back prohibition.
Well, this is very hard for me. I was raised in Sunday school, and drinking is definitely out. So I would think that they would tend to want to choose for everyone else. Yeah, that there would be no alcohol involved. And so I would say that it would be Higher.
Higher than that.
Higher than that.
Few shouts of lower from the audience, but Ruth stuck to her guns and said higher. Let's find out if she's right. The actual number of Sunday school teachers who said the country would be better off if we brought back prohibition is 28. No, it's not higher. They were a lot more liberal than you thought they were. And Joe, that means you start off the tiebreaker with an 8.
All right, lower!
Lower than an 8. Surprise! Is it higher for the championship?
Yes!
No, is it? Well, the Sunday school teachers let you down on that one, Ruth.
Did.
Thank you for joining us. You did win $100. It was a very nice party this day. Thanks for being here. Ruth Schinkel. Thank you, Ruth. And Joe Romano, come down with me. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
Turn around so they can see you. And Joe's going to play the big money with the money cards right after this commercial break.